I want to talk about loneliness today. Not the kind that comes from being physically alone, the deeper kind, the loneliness you feel in a room full of people, the loneliness in a marriage where you've stopped really knowing each other, the loneliness of feeling like no one truly understands what you are carrying, the loneliness of strength for everyone around you while quietly falling apart where no one can see, the loneliness of faith where you believe in a God you cannot see, cannot touch, cannot hear in the ways you can hear another human being, and sometimes the distance feels unbearable. I know that loneliness, and I need you to know something today that I need you to receive, not just as theology, but as lived, felt, bone-deep truth. In your loneliest moment, the moment you felt most completely alone, I was sitting right next to you. Not watching from a distance, not aware from a distance, next to you, close enough to hear your breathing, close enough to feel your tears, close enough that if your spiritual eyes had been open, you would have seen me, right there, with you. My name is Michael. This is Jesus over everything, and today God is speaking directly to the loneliest person watching this. You are not alone. You never were. Let's begin. I want to start by telling you something about my nature that religion sometimes obscures. I am not a distant God. I am not a God who watches human experience from the safety of a remote heaven, detached, unmoved, uninvolved. I am a God who enters human experience fully, completely, without reservation. That is what the incarnation means. I put on human flesh. I experienced human loneliness, not theoretically, experientially. Jesus, the one who is me, was alone in ways that would break most people. His own family thought he was losing his mind. John 7:5. For even his own brothers did not believe in him. His own family thought he was losing his mind. The people he grew up with, the neighbors, the community, rejected him. Luke 4:29. They drove him out of his hometown and tried to throw him off a cliff. His closest friends abandoned him in his greatest hour of need. Mark 14:50. Then everyone deserted him and fled. Everyone. And on the cross, the loneliest moment in human history, he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Complete cosmic loneliness. So when I tell you I understand your loneliness, I am not offering empty sympathy. I am speaking as someone who has been there, deeper than you have been there. And I came back from it, and I am here with you in yours. Hebrews 4:15. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are. I empathize, not just sympathize. Empathize from inside the experience. I know what it feels like, and I am with you in it. I want to take you through the moments you felt most alone and show you where I was. In the hospital room, when the diagnosis came, when everyone had gone home for the night and the ward was quiet and the machines beeped steadily and the fear was enormous, I was in that room, sitting beside that bed, watching over you. Isaiah 43 verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. In the water, I am with you. Not, I will meet you on the other side. With you, in the water, in the hospital room. In the empty house after the loss, when the person was gone, and you came home to a silence that was louder than any sound, and you sat in that silence, not knowing how to be in a world without them. I sat in that silence with you. Psalm 34 verse 18. The Lord is close to the broken-hearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Close to the broken-hearted. Your breaking heart was a magnet that drew me closer, not further. In the car, when you finally broke down, driving home from something or nowhere, just driving, and the feelings that had been dammed up finally broke through, and you cried in a way you hadn't cried in years. Ugly, heaving, uncontrollable, because it was finally just you and the road, and no one watching. But I was watching, and I was not uncomfortable with your tears. I was not impatient for you to pull yourself together. I was moved by them. Psalm 56 verse 8. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. I collected those tears. I kept them. They matter to me. In the 3 a.m. darkness, when sleep wouldn't come, when the thoughts were loudest and the darkness was complete and the loneliness was a physical feeling in your chest, I was there, closer than the darkness, more present than the silence, right next to you. I want to address something real. Some of you have been believers for years. You know the scriptures about my presence. You have prayed about the loneliness, and yet it persists. And the persistence of loneliness in the life of a believer can feel like failure, like something is wrong with your faith. I want to dismantle that shame. There are reasons why loneliness persists, even in genuine faith. Reason 1, loneliness is partly a human need for human connection. I created you for community. Genesis 2:18, it is not good for man to be alone. I said that. I designed you with a need for human relationship that I, in my infinite love, do not fully replace. My presence does not eliminate the need for human community. It sustains you while you find it. If you are lonely, the answer is not just more prayer, it is also more community, more genuine human connection. Seek it, build it, risk it. Reason 2, you have been protecting yourself from connection. Past pain, betrayal, abandonment, rejection can cause people to unconsciously wall themselves off from the very connection they need. The walls that were built to protect you are now keeping out the people I am trying to send you. Be willing to let the walls down. The risk of connection is worth the reward of it. Reason 3, the loneliness has a purpose. Sometimes I allow seasons of loneliness to strip away your dependency on people and transfer that dependency fully to me. Not because people are bad, but because I need to be your primary source, with people being secondary. The loneliness is pulling you deeper into me. Let it do that work, and trust that on the other side of this season, I have community prepared for you. Knowing I am present is one thing. Experiencing my presence is another. Here is how to move from knowing to experiencing. Practice 1. Acknowledge my presence out loud. Every morning, say out loud, God, you are here. I acknowledge your presence. I am not alone. This is not superstition, it is agreement with truth. And what you agree with, you begin to experience. Practice 2. Talk to me like I'm in the room, because I am. Not formal prayers, conversations. God, this is hard today. I feel the loneliness coming again. I need to feel you near. The Psalms are full of this kind of conversation. David talked to me like I was in the room, because I was. Practice 3. Worship creates awareness of presence. Psalm 22:3. You are enthroned as the Holy One. You are the one Israel praises. I inhabit the praises of my people. Worship creates the experiential awareness of what is always true, that I am here. Put on worship music, sing even when you don't feel like it, and the awareness of my presence that goes beyond feeling into knowing will come. Practice 4. Seek human community intentionally. Find a church, a small group, a Bible study, a Christian friend. I often manifest my presence through human presence. The warm hug, the perfectly timed word, the person who shows up, that is me in skin. Don't reject the human vessels through which I often work. I want to close by making you a promise, not a temporary promise, an eternal one. Matthew 28:20, the last thing I said before ascending to heaven. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Always, to the very end of the age. Not, I will be with you when you are doing well. Not, I will be with you in the easy seasons. Always. Every morning you wake up, I am already there. Every night you lie down, I am in the room. Every moment of your day, in the commute, in the office, in the kitchen, in the sleepless 3 a.m., I am there. You are never, not for a single second, alone. Deuteronomy 31:8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Never leave, never forsake. Those are the strongest words of commitment in human language, and I spoke them over your life. You are not alone. You were never alone, and you will never be alone again. I promise. Say this out loud. God, I receive this truth today. I was never alone. You were there in every dark moment, every lonely room, every 3 a.m., every tear. I am not alone right now. You are here. I acknowledge your presence. Thank you for never leaving me. I receive your company. Amen. Drop "not alone" in the comments right now. New life in Jesus today. Comment
new life, we celebrate you. Subscribe to Jesus over everything, new message every day. Share this with someone who needs to know they are not alone today. You are never alone, not for a single second. See you tomorrow. T.